The great thing about cycling is it can be enjoyed solo or in a group. Riding solo gives you the opportunity to ride completely on your own terms, whereas riding in a group gives you the sense of camaraderie, and in my opinion, there is nothing better than riding with a mate. But who you choose to ride with is very important. So in this video, I'm going to give you some advice on how to pick a riding buddy. First up, a bit of a no-brainer. You want a riding buddy who lives relatively close to you. Otherwise, you'll spend half the ride riding solo and not with your riding buddy, defeating the object of having someone to ride with in the first place. Each rider riding between 15 to 25 minutes to meet each other is perfect. The less time spent riding to meet them, the more time you have riding together. And if you do live in the middle of nowhere and just don't have any riding buddies around you, why not jump in the car and go meet them, or jump on the train? It'll definitely be worth it for an epic ride. This one's also a bit of a no-brainer. It's important for you to connect with someone who enjoys the same riding style as you. So for most of us here at GCN, we love road bikes. So it makes sense for us to choose someone who enjoys road riding too. Not a hardcore downhill rider or a mountain biker. Just make sure you're both clear on what type of ride you're going out on. You wouldn't want to take your best road bike out to take it down a muddy gravel path. If you do enjoy lots of different types of riding and you find a riding buddy that does too, then you could share a variety of shared adventures. Mountain bike one day, road riding the next. The world's your oyster. A good riding buddy is someone who rides at the same level as you, or is perhaps slightly stronger. This will allow you to be constantly pushed out of your comfort zone and will improve your strength quickly. You want someone who's going to bring the best out of you and not allow you to be too lazy on those rides. I love riding with people stronger than me, as it really does push me to my limits. And there's nothing like a bit of healthy competition too. It might be battling to get to the top of the climb, or a sprint for the next sign. There is nothing worse than constantly having to wait for someone, and what's even worse is when they bail on you the night before. Make sure your riding partner is always going to be on time. Being able to rely on someone and know there's someone waiting for you will make it easier for you to get out and train and make you more accountable. There's going to be someone waiting for you to get out on your bike and make you feel guilty for sleeping in. Riding bikes is fun and games most of the time, but sometimes it really hurts. There'll be some days where you're doing efforts and you'll turn yourself inside out to hit your power numbers or times, and well, sometimes the efforts can get the best of you and you can't be the most pleasant person to be around, and I'm definitely a culprit of that. I get a little bit grumpy when I've got hard efforts, but you want a training buddy that can keep you on track. Sharing these efforts can sometimes be a little bit easier. They'll know when you need a bit of a chatter and when to be quiet. And most importantly, when to eat and not take your mood too personally. And if you are a hardcore cyclist and head out in all different types of weather, make sure you get a riding buddy who's happy to come out with you in the storm and keep you motivated. It's going to be 1,000 times better heading out with someone than being solo and riding along like a drowned rat. You're going to talk each other's ear off and have some great bounce. Make sure you pick someone who always has spares on them. So if an unfortunate mechanical does happen, they'll be able to sort you out and maybe help you fix a puncture too. And also make sure they like to stop at a cafe if you do too. There is nothing worse than riding your bike, dreaming about the cafe and asking them, do you stop at a cafe? And they'll be like, nah, I'm not that fussed. It's heartbreak. So make sure they like to stop at the cafe. As a bonus, if you're lucky, you can build a pool of friends and riders who you can choose to ride with any day of the week. That way you have the option of a nice easy social ride or a hard training ride. So that was some of our top tips on how to choose a riding buddy. If you have any of your own tips, which I'm sure you do, please leave them in the comment section below.